Hello and welcome back to the weekly Q&A. Here we are, ready to answer some questions. I've got my water with me. Helene is playing Guild Wars over there to give us the background noise. I'm not going to bother putting music on because I realized that no matter how loud I put the music on these speakers, right here, you never hear it. It never gets picked up by the mic. But that over there, that noise coming from her PC right now, you can probably hear that just fine. Man, this glass is full today. Okay, so before starting, I thought it would be nice if I just told you guys what all the anime suggestions were that you gave me last time around. Now, most of these I haven't heard of. I'll tell you which of these I've seen, because I did include them all, but most of them I haven't heard of. Great Teacher Onizuka, Van Dread, I've definitely heard of these, but I haven't seen them myself. Outlaw Star, Sword Art Online. I've been seeing Sword Art Online a lot around the Twitter sphere. I don't know, the people that I follow have been watching that and enjoying that, so that's definitely one that I might check out soon. I have no idea what it's about, so I'll give it a look. Kimono no Soja, or is it Kimono no Soja Irin? I think. Princess Tutu Nausicaa of the Valley of the Wind. I suck at anime names. I should just quit right now. Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Now there's one that I know how to say and I've definitely seen. That was amazing. All the Full Metal Alchemist stuff, really, really good. Well worth watching if you haven't seen it. Ergo Proxy, definitely heard of that. Lane, I have watched. If I'm not mistaken, that was a little bit gruesome and a little bit disgusting, but it was also very, very good. Fairy Tail, I think I watched the first episode of that and then never saw the rest. I don't know if it maybe needed a bit more to get into, but I can't remember being really caught up by it. Code Geass, I think that's how one pronounces it. Death Note I've definitely seen. Samurai Champloo was amazing, also seen that. Steins Gate, and lastly One Piece. I can't believe I've actually not watched a single episode of One Piece before, because that's one of the granddaddy or grandmommy animes, isn't it? It's one of those that's been running for such a long time, or ran for such a long time, that pretty much everyone should have either seen it or heard of it before. But that's the list that you guys gave me, and when I do start checking these out, I think I'll have a look at Sword Art Online first, and then just work my way through the rest of them after that. Now, we're going to move straight into the questions, because why not? EC Ventor asks, why don't you get rid of that roof creature? Do you have to hire a professional for that? We don't really feel the need to get rid of it. It may be noisy, slightly annoying at times, but I think if we didn't have it, we'd have a serious rat problem. Serious rat problem. I think whatever that thing is, it's hunting the rats. It's keeping the numbers of the rats low. So that's good. I'd rather have that little creature than rats living in our roof. Definitely. Most definitely. And I don't like the idea of poisoning it or something like that. If I had to, if I was forced to get it out of there, then I'd go up there and catch it with my bare hands and release it in the wild. Because that's how a true adventurer would do it. So that's that. Cool Elvin X115. I'm quite interested in that creature you mentioned. Is it dangerous? Also about the creature, and I don't know if it's dangerous. I wouldn't say it's dangerous to human beings. Definitely dangerous to rats and other small creatures. Birds, bird eggs. I know for a fact that that little thing has actually looted and pillaged the dove nests that are in our garage on that side. So I guess you could call it dangerous, but not to us. It keeps me out of my sleep. I guess I'd consider that dangerous. Anyway. Revar ein Herjar. I think that's the nickname. Hey Lumin, instead of Australia, how about New Zealand? Even has snowy mountains, I think. And probably all types of weather. And looks like one of the most amazing places in the world. You know what? This isn't really a question, but I had to mention it. I had to say that yes, New Zealand does sound like a really nice place. And it does look like they got some diversity when it comes to weather. And let's not forget, New Zealand has Lord of the Rings. Haha. That's it. Done. Sanderson 12345. Hey Lumin, Sophie Sanderson here. My carers have planned a holiday to South Africa next month. I was wondering if there are things to do and places to see. Definitely. I think what she means is basically what she should definitely do or see. I don't know if South Africa has anything like that. I think a lot of people would tell you that you need to see Table Mountain. You should definitely go to Robben Island or any, like, the touristy places. But I think other things that people enjoy here, I think South Africa has one of the best shark cage diving setups. I would never go shark cage diving myself. Well, I wouldn't say never, but it's not something I'm really interested in. I'm sure it's a really amazing experience. They got things like bungee jumping as well. Lots of incredibly high bridges to jump from. I don't know. I'm really bad at giving people touristy ideas of things to do when they come here. But I would say that the general rule would just be to stay away from Johannesburg and Pretoria and rather visit Cape Town and the surrounding areas. That's it. That's my advice to you. Now, Turtle101 asks, Hi Lumin, been wondering, are you still doing the Lumail box? I really like those. Now there's another question, so I'll first answer that. I'm going to be doing more Mailbox episodes at some point soon. I've got a long lost package that arrived here that should probably be looked at sometime soon. I don't know exactly when, but it shouldn't be too long. Don't worry. Then, another question, do you have any crazy fans and how do you deal with it? I don't know. No. I think that I have the best subscribers in the world. I really think that. For some reason, the comment section of my videos, the comment sections, not just one comment section, but they're always such nice places. Everyone has something either constructive to say, friendly to say, interesting to say, or downright funny to say. There's never any negativity, or if there is, there's not much of it, and it gets quelled quickly in a nice manner. But I just think that I've got the best subscribers and or viewers in the world. So, no, I haven't actually realized or noticed or picked up on any crazy fans. So that's good, I guess. And if I had to deal with it, I would not know how. I just wouldn't, because I don't have that kind of thing happening to me. But the next part of the question, my son loves seeing Nero in your videos. Could you create a playlist with Nero so I can go straight to them as he requests them? A lot. He's 3. Okay, sorry, I was just struggling to read that. That's funny because Oren, my sister's son, he loves Nero videos as well. He watches the Nero Puppy birthday video, the Helene birthday video, which is called Riot Panda birthday video, and which other Nero? And the Nero and Oren video. He watches, he's in that one, obviously, so he likes seeing himself, but he watches those over and over and over again on repeat over at my mom's house. She downloaded them all from YouTube, and I can just imagine that your son is much the same. It makes sense, because Nero is a great guy to watch, especially at that age. It seems like the toddlers of like 1.5 to 3 years old seem to just love those videos. But that said, I do have a Lumin's movie playlist, or Lumin's movies playlist, which you can check out, and I think all the really good Nero movies are in there. The Nero Sleeping Dramatically one is there, Nero Puppy and the Pig is there, all of them should be in that playlist. Their vlogs that feature Nero aren't in there, and maybe like the older videos, but I don't think there are many of them, and if he's in any of them, then he wouldn't be in them for very long. So check the Lumin's movies playlist out, and you'll find all you need there. I'm also going to be uploading more Nero Puppy videos soon. I said it before, I haven't gotten it done yet, but they're going to be goats. They're going to be good. Next. Daniel Chong. Dear Lumin, have you ever considered using this method where you release the next episode early if you reach a certain amount of likes on YouTube? Example, Dishonored next episode will release early if you hit, say, 2k likes. That's a lot of likes. I don't even know if I have any videos with 2k likes on them. I think I do. Things like my Guild Wars character creation video, things like my celebrity video, the armor videos for Guild Wars. It's a bunch of Guild Wars stuff, I think, which are close to like 1 or 2k likes, if not more, or slightly less. But I know you're just proposing the idea, not the specific amount. I just thought I'd bring that up. Just a suggestion, because you deserve more likes and subs than you have now. So thank you very much for that. I like the idea, but I don't think that I'd be able to use an idea like that for my Let's Play series. I just don't think it'll work. I'll tell you why in a second. I apologize again. I do this every single week for my voice and stuff, because I tend to do these episodes, for those that don't know and haven't heard it yet, after I've recorded all my stuff for the day. This is the last thing I'm going to do. When I'm done here, I'm probably going to... Actually, I am going to be helping Helene in Guild Wars. She said she had something that she wanted to do with me. And then I might play some Max Payne. I've been enjoying that. No, wait. Hold on. I've got a question. I'll tell you at the end of the video what I'm going to be doing. Back to the question. So, I want to do something like that, but I'll probably do it for something else other than a Let's Play. And it'll probably work better for that. The reason I won't do it on the Let's Play episodes is because I like uploading the Let's Play episode and then seeing the comments, seeing the reactions to said episode before recording my next one. I realize a lot of YouTubers don't do that, but I like doing that. Even if I was getting 1,000 comments on my episodes of Dishonored, Skyrim, XCOM, whatever, I'd still want to first see what people thought of the previous episode before carrying on, because it allows me to keep the interaction really high. It allows me to reference things that were said in the comments. It allows me to make sure I've done everything that I needed to do before continuing. It's just something that I like to do. That's how my Let's Plays are. I don't know if that contributes to the fact that you guys enjoy them so much, but I enjoy doing them in that way. And if I had to be ready to release one early, then that would mean that I would actually have to record more than one at a time, or a couple at a time, and have them all ready and waiting. So that, you know, we'll see. We'll see if I can figure something out with that at some point in the future, but not right now. There are a whole lot of questions here. I should probably speed things up. Andreas Cordes. Oh, it's not Andreas. I don't know where I got the S from. It's Andrea Cordes. I'm sorry, Andrea. Your name is not Andreas. Hello, Lumin. I have 3 short questions. Have you ever told us your real name? Just wondering. I haven't been a subscriber for long. My name is Swin, or Sven, or Sven, or Swin. I think I just said it the same all 4 those times. But anyway, there are 2 ways of saying it. It's Swin, which in Afrikaans you'd spell S-W-E-N, or Sven, which is S-V-E-N. But I think most people say it somewhere in between those two. Just Swin. That's it. A bit more V in there than W, but it's Swin. S-V-E-N. That's my name. I have definitely said it before quite a few times. How and when did you come up with the name Lumin? Now, that's something I have actually answered a couple of times as well. It's from a book series that we started working on called Tales of Lumin. I made the channel for that, and then I just started uploading videos there for StarCraft way back in the day, and it sort of just caught on from there. People started calling me Lumin. I started using the nickname Lumin properly everywhere, and that's it. The rest, as they say, is history. Have you ever been to a European country? As a Dane, I'm wondering if we're actually visited by South Africans. I do think that many South Africans go to many European, Scandinavian, whatever countries in or around Europe, because the Dutch countries, for instance, the language, any of the Dutch languages are very similar to Afrikaans, so South Africans have a much easier time just getting about there. But I personally haven't actually been to many European countries. I've been to Ireland, I've been to the UK, and I've been to France. That's it. I would like to visit a whole lot more of the countries in Europe, but that's going to have to happen at a later point in my life. Probably not anytime soon. Maybe one day I'll go to Gamescom in Germany. That could be a lot of fun. We'll see. And that might not be as long off. My mom keeps telling me she has a whole bunch of Voyager miles that she just needs to get rid of. So who knows? Trevor Sherwood, question for this week. I don't know if you have answered this already, but I don't see you do any more Diablo 3 videos. And I was just wondering, with the patch coming out, will you start again? And did you ever finish Inferno? So, I'm definitely going to have a look at the dueling. I'm not sure to what extent, but I want to check it out. The reason I haven't actually looked at it yet is because the PTR is so huge. The PTR client is so big that downloading it would just be such a waste of my bandwidth for a day or two. I'm almost constantly uploading stuff here. When I'm not uploading stuff, I'm busy working on the internet, browsing things that are important, downloading things that are important, and as I said, when that's not happening, I'm uploading. So if I had to put this Blizzard downloader on for a full day and a half, which is how long it would take, if not longer, then it would just completely shut the internet down. So maybe when I go away again, I'll put it on to my parents' place or whatever, but not yet. So I'm going to wait for the patch to hit the live realms, then I'll try it out and give you guys all my thoughts and impressions. That's it. I have not finished Inferno. I've played till mid-Act 2 in Inferno difficulty, and I realize that's not really impressive or anything like that, but I feel that, in my opinion, all you need to do is play through Diablo on normal difficulty, and you would have experienced most of what the game has to offer. The most important part, at least. So I'm happy with how much I've actually played. That's it. Oh, another question from EC Ventor. Hey Lumin, I wanted to ask if you'll be trying the dueling system in Diablo 3 when it comes out, and maybe make a video about it. So that's just me being silly and putting two of the same questions in. Next. The Nick Rules 1. Can you record some more Planetside to keep up the great work, man? Thank you very much. I don't see all my work as great. I don't see much of it as great, but thank you. Thank you. I will be recording more Planetside 2. I'm just not sure when and what I want to do in Planetside, because I do realize that I haven't done everything in Planetside. I haven't seen all the areas. I haven't tried all the guns and classes and stuff, but I feel that what I've played so far was actually a good amount of what the game has to offer. It gave me a good idea of how the game feels, how it plays, and I really enjoyed it, but I'm just not sure what I'm going to do if I do go back in there. Maybe I'll just play for fun. Maybe I'll invite a few other people to play. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But when I do get another gap in my content, I'm definitely going to try it out again. I think that before I do Planetside, however, I'm going to be jumping back into Path of Exile to finish that up, to get to the end of the second act, give you guys all my impressions up to the end, and then be ready for when open beta launches. Because for those that don't know, when open beta launches at the end of January now, then the characters won't be wiped again. So that's going to be your real character. It's like a soft launch of the game. That's cool. So I'm going to be able to make my character for keepsies. Not sure if it's going to be a hardcore character. I suppose I could make one, and then if it dies, it gets bumped down to normal, so that's okay, if that still works in that way, but we'll wait and see. We'll see. At least Act 3 will be available to us then, and that should be entertaining. That should be a lot of fun. Next. Josh Leckie. Hey Lumin, I recently subscribed, and you're easily my favorite YouTuber. Thank you. I don't know why I leave these things in, it's just to make myself feel better. I could have just skipped that part out and put the question in, but, you know, there it is. I have one question. Will you be getting Dragonborn DLC for Skyrim? Yes. Yes, 1,000 times. I can't wait for the Dragonborn DLC. I can't wait. I'll get it when it comes out on PC. Moldar22, first question. Have you listened to the new 2012 album for the Rasmus? If my bad memory serves me well this time, I think you said you liked them. I didn't say I liked the Rasmus. I don't like the Rasmus at all. So I haven't listened to their album. I don't have a problem with the Rasmus per se. I don't think they're bad. It's just, I never really listened to them at all. I just know one of their songs, which is called In the Shadows, which played so much on MTV at one point. And this was when we were in Cape Town, and we went to the gym, and it was always playing at the gym in Cape Town. Oof, it was terrible. Something like that. We visit my parents, always playing on their TV. I don't want to think about it. That song haunts me to this day. I've not heard the Rasmus new album. Maybe I'll give it a listen. Maybe I'll see what their new music videos look like. I haven't heard anything from them for a long time, but I suppose they could be making music that I enjoy. They kind of, sort of, the same kind of band as something like a mixture of like Linkin Park, 30 Seconds to Mars, and Hoobastank would be, except a little bit more emo. I don't know. I can't remember what Rasmus is like. So I'll give it a listen when I get a chance. Then, I think the album is great. Their sound evolved a bit. That's good. That's good. But it's still their unique style and sound. Second, what is the current situation with the Walking Dead playthrough? It's been a while since you said that you were doing it, but it didn't happen yet. I'm so excited for it. You said you're so excited for it, and I'm also so excited for it. I can actually do it now. I was waiting to figure out how I was going to do it, because I didn't feel like disabling my second screen. When I disable my second screen, sorry, that's the problem I had. Okay, so I use my second screen as a light source when I'm recording, but now I've got this light back there, which I'm going to switch off for you. Look at that. Wow. I'm actually going to leave it off now. There we go. There we go. That's better. No, but now it's a bit dark here. Hold on. There we go. Now, it's actually pointing at the wall. It's a white light. And with that here, I should be able to get myself enough light in to record it properly without any external light sources, because I want to do it at night. I want to feel the game. But I think that I will have it out within the next month or two. I'll have the entire playthrough recorded fully. Now, this is going to be one game that I will play through without reading your comments, because I don't want to risk being spoiled in any way, shape, or form. So what I will do is I'll record the whole first episode in one go, take a break, record the second episode in one go, not on the same day, probably on different days, and just keep doing that. And then when I get to like the third episode or something, I'll start uploading the first episode already. I'm not sure how I'm going to split it up yet, probably in half-hour episodes or maybe hour episodes. I don't know, I'm going to have to see. I'll have to see, but it won't be long now. Won't be long. Firestorm123, Lumin, did you ever get around to watching Dune, the 1984 version, yet? I didn't. I made a mental note of it and an actual note on my PC here to find it somewhere, but I just never got around to it. I also wanted to see the Dune series again, because I remember kind of enjoying that as well. I don't know. I'll get to it soon as well. I keep saying things like I'm going to get to it soon, and I never do. Anyway, Terra Mancha, what's your favorite game that came out between 1990 and 2000, and why? Also, what is your favorite object that came with the game? Maps, art books, etc. And why? So, my favorite games that came between 1990 and 2000. That's a really good question, and it would be difficult if I didn't have such a clear picture in my mind of what my favorite games are. I'd say there are two games between 1990 and 2000 that are my favorites. One, Ultima 7. I think that came out in 1993. 92. I'm not sure. Ultima 7, however, is one of them. And the second is Quake 3 Arena. I think that came out in 1998 as well. And that was just the best game ever. Quake 3 Arena, so good. I love Quake 3. I can spend countless hours in Quake 3 playing against anyone or anything. I could probably play against bots and not get bored. Ultima 7, I don't need to explain that either. I'm going to be making a video of Ultima 7 sometime. Maybe when I figure out how to record it properly. I don't know. It's difficult to record those old games. But those are my two. My favorite items that come with games or objects, maps and prints. I love maps and prints. Figurines are cool, but maps and prints take the cake. You can see what I would do with them if I get really cool ones. There's the Skyrim map over there. I've got the Diablo Sanctuary map behind my head here. That's the Guild Wars. Mass Effect lithograph of the Normandy. Tapestry of the Ages from Ultima. And those two are from Dishonored. That's Piero's Remedy and Sokolov's Elixir. Amazing. I like them all. And the map of Britannia is right over here. You can't see it, but it's up on the wall over there. I'm thinking of putting that somewhere as well. I'm just not sure where it'll fit in. Anyway, moving on. What are you going to do when you get too many questions? That is a really good question. For example, when you get over 100 questions every Q&A, and Lumin, you have plenty of time to free up space for Starbound, as the developers are now saying mid-2013. That's good. When I get too many questions, I'm going to probably start cutting out questions I've answered before, and I will just, at the end of the episode, say, if your question wasn't asked, I've probably answered it before, click the little previous button, and it'll take you to the previous video, and that's that. That's probably the first step that I'll take. Stop answering questions that were repeats, and I'll see how it goes from there. Then, what kind of music do you like? I kind of answered that before. I used to listen to a lot of Linkin Park, Hoobastank, 30 Seconds to Mars, Incubus, stuff like that. But nowadays, for the last 5 years of my life, nowadays, that's a long time. For the last while, I've been listening to video game music exclusively. That's all I listen to. When I have to put a CD or something in the car when we drive a long distance, I choose video game music. When I get a little bit of time to actually listen to something, I recently started listening to the Bastion soundtrack, and oh my goodness, is it good. Wow. Really good. Video game music all the way. If I had to give you some of my favorites right now, I'd say FTL, Faster Than Light, Chrono Trigger, most of the Final Fantasy soundtracks, Bastion, the Arcanum soundtrack. I don't know, there are a lot of game OSTs that I listen to. So there you go. Next. Wrathborn771. Does Helene have a job? If not, what keeps her busy all day long? Now, somewhere else here... Oh, there it is. It's the next question. Heraculum? Heraculum? I don't know what your nickname is. Something like that. Are you going to do another Helene-related Q&A? I will do one at some point in the future again where you ask questions, Helene has to answer them, and I'll read you the answers or something like that. I can't remember how I did it last time, but I'll figure it out. As for what Helene does, too much stuff. She does everything that I should be doing in my real life for me. And now, with the whole wedding thing covered up, things are just getting much more crazy around here. She's actually a freelance artist, but that is going to kind of take a back seat when it comes to wedding planning. Let me tell you that. As for the vlog that was meant to be up about said happenings, I should have it up within the next day or two. So there's that. There's that. Stinky Sandal. Really? Really? That's good. Wow. You better ask another question because I can't wait to say Stinky Sandal again. I'm really interested in getting into Guild Wars 2 after watching your videos, but there are two things stopping me. I don't have much time to play, and the price of the game is pretty steep. So, that is really strange because this is the one game where both the price and the fact that you don't have much time to play are actually catered for. So, Guild Wars 2 doesn't have a monthly subscription, as you probably know. So, once you've paid for it, you can just log in anytime and experience it. And the fact that they keep adding so much content and stuff makes it like any other MMO that you still have to pay a subscription fee for. It's like they're adding expansions for free to Guild Wars 2. So you definitely get your money's worth out of it. As for it being too expensive, I would say that you would be able to probably pick it up on special sometime soon. I think you can get a trial version of the game. I'm not sure if they still give those away. But I'm sure that there are going to be specials at some point in the not too distant future if you want to save a bit on it. Other than that, I would say if you don't have much time to play, then you're like me. I don't get to play very much, but when I do log in, it's a lot of fun and there's always something to do. So I'd say it's worth it. Then I noticed that there's quite a lot of lag when a lot of people are gathered in the same spot. Does this generally happen? Oh, and you actually said here, also about the price, I guess I've been spoiled by Steam sales and cheap indie games a lot. So I didn't realize that mainstream games are this expensive. I'd love to try out Guild Wars 2 though, if only there were a demo version or something. I think you can get trial versions, I'm just not entirely sure. But as for the lag thing with lots of people in the same spot, they're working on that. I think that the engine is going to improve over time. I personally think it's terrible. I have huge problems with the core game. The rest of it's amazing. Guild Wars 2 in its entirety is amazing, but the engine sucks. It's really bad. It has issues with different PCs. Like my PC, for instance, And I suppose I might just be sour about this, but my PC runs it so badly. Doesn't matter what I set my graphics on, I can't fraps at a solid 30 FPS on 1080p. That's not going to happen. Even if I've got the lowest detail settings, I have to play the game on 720p on about medium to high detail settings to get anything above 30 FPS. It's not perfect, but I think they will work on it and improve on it. So if you have a decent PC, you shouldn't have any problems. But if you've got a middle of the road PC like myself, then it might get a bit iffy. Next question. Mr. Stocktown 209. Hey Lumin, conqueror of all evil. Ha, wow. Thank you for the title. I like it. I like it. Do you guys like Mexican food? If not, what is your favorite type of food? Dessert. I don't know. I don't know what my favorite type of food is. I like Mexican food. I do. I like those things where you have the two things with the cheese in between. Quesadilla? Is that what it's called? I love those. Tacos? Ooh, so good. We just don't get much Mexican food around here. We don't. So when we do get to have it, it's a treat. It's an absolute treat. We had a place here that I think maybe closed down or something that had this like deep fried basket of goodies where they have like halloumi cheese and all sorts of vegetables and like these chili popper things where it's a big chili with like, I think it's cream cheese on the inside. That stuff is so good. I'm not sure if that's Mexican, but the Mexican place served that. And then they closed down. So apparently people in this town didn't like Mexican very much. But anyway, that's it. As for favorite type of food, I really can't say. I like specific food items, but I don't have a favorite type. Then, Zidana123, speaking of Dead Space, now that you've played Amnesia, is there any chance you'd go back and play Dead Space 1? Not as an LP or anything, but on your own time. I think if you went back and tried it now, you'd find it was small potatoes compared to Amnesia in terms of scariness. I was listening to the Game Station podcast just on Wednesday, and they were discussing that. They were discussing how the jump scares get you a couple of times in Dead Space, but after that, you more afraid of other things like your HUD popping up or something like that. And I guess that's true. I guess compared to Amnesia, it's not really a big deal at all. But I don't know. Look, if I was going to play Dead Space 3, then I would go back and somehow experience the stories of Dead Space 1 and 2. Somehow. Same as what I'm going to do for Bioshock Infinite before it comes out. I want to see or recap what happened in Bioshock 1 and 2 before I play that. So I can't say I'm not going to do it, but I just don't know yet. Jules Feb 1988. Luminous When, whichever you prefer. Regarding making your videos together with Helene, maybe you could acquire a second webcam and film the both of you playing. You wouldn't even have to tell her she was being filmed at first. I don't know how you would feel about doing that, but there you go. That wouldn't work. Helene is not some newbie that's not going to see a webcam up in front of her face recording her. She'd know. She would realize if there was someday mysteriously a webcam placed in front of her PC aimed at her. She'd see that. She would see that and question it immediately. And then probably beat me up. So, that said, the only time I'd ever do something with her is if she would do it willingly. That's actually all I can say about that. About regarding making videos together with Helene. Maybe when she's got time one day, we'll practice. Who knows? Random epic person. How long has your tenant lived there? Is it a permanent residence for him? I think he's been here around a year now. Maybe a bit longer. Probably a bit longer than a year. And at the moment, it's a permanent residence. His mother lives quite nearby, so he goes there quite often, I think. But it's probably about as permanent as it gets. I'm not sure how long he's still going to be here, but right now he's still here on and off. He goes overseas a lot, but he's still here, and I'd say it's a permanent enough residence. Then, Gamer MD83, what games, if any, have gotten a powerful any emotion response from you? Thanks. So I'm sure there've been a lot of terrible games that have gotten a sort of a ragey response from me, but I tend to put those from my mind shortly after playing them. I've got a terrible memory when it comes to playing through games and which I've actually played and which affected me in that way. I think a couple of years ago when I was playing games and not recording them and playing them all the way through. So when I was younger, in my later teens, then I played a game and I committed. I played it all the way through from start to finish in a short amount of time, and that was when the games, I'd say, hit me the hardest. And so far, if I had to think back, I'd say something like Final Fantasy VIII. That was pretty crazy. And that was like an emotional roller coaster, because you're confused, then you're happy, then you realize you should have actually been sad, then you get sad, then you're just confused again, and then then everything just, that's it. Like that. I don't know. Final Fantasy has a thing with having these crazy out there stories. At first it seems really simple, and then it just explodes in a million directions, and you're left there standing completely clueless with no idea at all what just happened and what you need to do next. And I actually like that. I really do. But although Squall had so little personality, I think Renoa was one of the best female leads in a game. I really enjoyed her. She was a good character, and the relationship between those two was pretty intense at times. I just thought that the entirety of Final Fantasy VIII, I don't want to spoil it, but the entire game, if you haven't played through it yet, that is the one Final Fantasy that I would suggest if you wanted a nice story-based experience. It gives you a lot of freedom, but the story is there. It's definitely there. You may not like Squall very much. Some of the other characters in the game would probably be more fun or interesting to you at times, but when you get to the end, then you'll appreciate everything that's happened. So I'd say that. It's a difficult question for me, as I said, because I can't remember all the games I've played through, and it's something I'd have to think about. Like, for a long time, I'd have to actually go back, maybe go through my game collection and see my older game collection, because as I said, that back then would be when I would have had these responses to games. But I'd have to go through that collection and see which games I played and be like, oh, well, there was that. And this and that part of that game made me feel really sad or happy or anything like that. So maybe that's something I'll get back to you on. Mark Kiss. Hey Lumin, are you familiar with Imperial Galactica 2? I'm gonna cop out on this one and say, no, I have no idea what that is. I haven't even Googled it. I didn't Google it before. So hold on. Just wait. I've got my browser right here. Imperium Galactica 2. This looks like I'm clicking on images now. Looks like a strategy game in space. Phew. With a lot of systems or galaxies or whatever you want to call that. Wow. Speaking of space games, I haven't. Whoa. Chill, pop filter. Chill. I have not heard of that before. I've not played it before. Nothing like that. But speaking of space games, I have a couple that I want to try out sometime soon. I can't remember their names. They don't come to mind immediately. But, there's Endless Space. I'm not sure what that is. Is that even one of them? I don't know. There are a whole bunch of games that I want to try out. And whenever I see a game like that, I always just get in the mood for EVE Online. I don't know why. It's some sort of disease that I live with. From a day-to-day basis, I have to deal with it. That I keep getting really, really keen for EVE Online. And I jump in there, and then it's just not how I pictured it would be. It's just not. It's not the grand adventure in space that I wanted. I just don't know. I don't know. My relationship with EVE Online, it's not cool. Now here's a good question. MMA Tomaz, how do you romance a quiet girl like Helene? Dinner, movies, what is Lumin's idea of a romantic night on the town? So a romantic night on the town would not be a romantic night on the town. I don't know how you romance a girl like Helene. I don't know how I've done it for all these years. I don't know what my secret is. It's funny that I'd say that because I'm the only one that knows about Helene. I don't think anyone else does. And Helene likes the simple things, the small things, the nice things. She would appreciate it if I do absolutely anything with her. If I just take some time off to spend time with her and Nero, she would like that. That would probably be a nice romantic time for her. As for dinner and movies, I enjoy both those things, as does she. If we could go to the cinema, we would. But the closest cinema is like an hour away, and that's a real pain. We go to dinner often enough, maybe like once every 2 months or something. We're going to go for her birthday to a pizza place here in town, and it's going to be really nice. That's about as romantic as it gets for us. So there's that. And my idea of a romantic night on the town is a romantic night at home. We can make some nice dinner for ourselves, maybe watch a movie right here in the comfort of our own home with Nero Puppy in patting distance. And then after that, we'll play some games. We'll play something co-op together, like Guild Wars or Borderlands 2 or Torchlight 2, which I just bring up now because those are two that we played recently. But that's what I would enjoy doing with Helene. There are other things as well. If we had more forms of entertainment around here, we'd go out and do more things. But with the limited selection we have at our disposal, that's what we end up doing. Then, another one from random epic person. Do your parents ever watch your videos? If so, are there some that you tell them to watch or not to watch? My mother watches all my vlogs, Q&As, the movie type videos, the real life videos, basically. And if there's some really big video that she realizes like getting a lot of views or blowing up in some way, then she'll probably check that out as well. She doesn't watch my Let's Plays or anything like that, but I do tell her to watch videos from time to time, and I don't think I've ever told her not to watch a video. If I ever tell her not to watch a video, it's probably because I'm showing something in the video that I don't want her to see, like a present of some sort. Other than that, I don't think I've ever told her not to watch a video. I don't see why I'd do that. But that was the last question. And right now I'm going to say that for the next Q&A, I'm probably going to have to cut down on the amount in some way. So I might not answer duplicates. Maybe I'll leave a comment reply to the person that asked said question that is actually a duplicate and tell them, well, it was answered in a previous Q&A. Click the previous button and that's that. Maybe I'll do that, but we'll see how many questions there are in any case. If you do want to leave a question, leave it as a comment, because that kind of helps me to also traffic and manage how long the questions are, because if you start typing paragraphs, then it gets more difficult for me to answer it, takes much longer, so the length of a comment is a good length. Leave your question in the form of a comment, and I'll answer it. It can be anything relating to me, my personal life, the games I play, Nero Puppy, he's over there, Helene, South Africa, anything. I don't care. You can ask whatever you want. But that's going to be it for this episode. Check back here soon for more. Most importantly though, happy leaving those questions. And I'm going to probably go and help Helene in Guild Wars 2 now. I actually said that I was going to talk about this at the end, so I'm going to. And if I do have some time after that, the chances are I won't be able to play. I was just thinking about it now. I've been playing through Max Payne 3, and I've been enjoying it. I've been playing about 20-30 minutes every day or two, and I must have played a total of 2 to 3 hours already. I'm enjoying the game quite a bit. It's the first single player game I've been playing for an extended period of time in the last while, and I appreciate it. I appreciate the time that I spend with it, but the chances are I won't be able to play it tonight because I need to render Dishonored after this. I need to finish my Don't Starve, Adventure Worthy, and a whole bunch of other stuff. So if I do get time, I'll probably do that, but that's it. Happy that.